Coming up on Look Today, well, we've got more updates. On the legal action, the Review Commission in Saratoga is taking with the County Board of Elections. Plus, we've got more on the mixed-use development project that's going to happen on South Broadway in Saratoga Springs. More on that coming up. And residents in Queensbury may have noticed a change in the color in their water supply. I've got those details all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson, this is Look Today. In tonight's program, I sit down with Heather Paquette. She's organizer for the first ever Granville Tractor Holiday Parade. It's happening December 15. I also sit down with Diane Labruzzo. Now she's artistic director, Adirondack Ballet Theater, and we're joined by two very talented young dancers, Marley Brogan and Amelia Holtz. And they're here to talk about the upcoming production of The Nutcracker that's happening this weekend at the Wood Theater in Glens Falls. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, we have more updates on the legal action the Review Commission in Saratoga is taking with the County Board of Elections. Well, the Review Commission is seeking a hand count of all 9,000 ballots. In New York State, in order for there to be a recount, the Commission actually has to take legal action against the Saratoga Board of Elections. Now, we spoke to former chair of the Review Commission, Bob Turner.
I think at all stages of the process, it's very difficult for a ballot initiative like the Charter to be really sort of well handled by the Board of Elections commissioners. You have a Republican and a Democratic commissioner, and it's set up on base that all election issues are going to be a partisan issue. And in this case, where you have both parties working against you, you don't have any representation. Our ballot initiative like us doesn't have any representation.
Man, this is a complicated one. And as you know, out of 9,000 votes, it's fewer than 10 votes separating this decision. Now, the Charter Review Commission needs to prove that there was a discrepancy in the process of counting the ballots. So we spoke to Bob about this as well.
When we went for the absentee ballots, for example, we found out that they found 5 extra ballots on our side. Now, we don't know if they found 15 ballots and 5 of those were in our favor or what, and that's what we're trying to get our hands on, to get copies of all the ballots.
Now, we're also in contact with Gordon Boyd. I recall he's another member of the commission. We're going to be talking to him about the legal process tomorrow. In other news, well, the old Saratoga Springs Diner, yep, that one on South Broadway that most of us frequented at about 4 in the morning, will be raised this summer, and in its place, a new mixed-use development complex will be built. It's a $30 million project. It's going to include affordable workforce housing, veterans housing, and businesses. Now, it will also serve as an incubator hub for entrepreneurs. And workforce housing units will accommodate young workers in the retail, medical, education, and hospitality industries, all very important to Saratoga. And we spoke to Kate Maynard. She's principal planner for the city of Saratoga Springs, and we spoke to her about the funding for this project.
There is some options that are being pursued with the city council as a whole, but the city is not leading the charge on the project itself. So it is a private or a nonprofit entity that is pulling the project together and moving forward with it. I do know in the actual process there is a consideration for some various potential funding opportunities with the city.
People in Saratoga have been talking about this kind of project for years. All right, switching from news to weather. Well, today saw an increase in temperatures, cloudy skies, some wind. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponster with your first look weather update here on Look TV. National maps for tonight shows cold front moving towards the capital district as well as much of New England, parts of the mid-Atlantic into the deep south. Secondary cold front moving through the Midwest. Low pressure moving northeastward into southeast Canada, then eventually east central Canada. Let's take a look at the overnight lows for our area. We'll see generally 30s across northern New England, maybe some upper 20s. Same thing goes for central Pennsylvania as well. 34 here in Albany. And as we look at the Capital District, we'll see temperatures dropping to generally mid-30s, maybe some lower 40s towards Whitehall and Fort Edward. Glens Falls will be mid-30s, about 34 the overnight lows. You head towards Johnsburg and Parsville, we'll see that low temperature dropping into the lower 40s below freezing. Let's take a look with half-inch to three-quarter inches of rain with that cold front coming by. West breeze about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll see clearing skies with a high of 41. Southwest breeze about 10 miles per hour. Clearing begins as you walk out the door, but wind chills will be near 30 with air temps in the mid to upper 30s. And the extended forecast, we'll see that high temp only reaching the mid 30s or so, maybe upper 30s by Thursday. Dry weather basically throughout the week, generally about highs near average. It'll feel more like Christmas, especially for the overnight lows dipping down to the lower 20s, and winds continue to be generally out of the south. You can see a little bit more cloud cover as we head towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a look at the first weather update. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponser. Now send it back to you, Jesse.
Thanks very much, Clarence. All right, back to the news. Well, residents in Queensbury may have noticed or will notice a change in the color of their water supply. The reason? Queensbury Water District customers may experience discolored water because of maintenance being performed on the system. Now, the maintenance involves repairing water mains near the Aviation Mall area. Now, the water should return to its normal color by late tonight or tomorrow at the latest, but most importantly, the water is safe to drink. All right, up next, I sit down with Heather Paquette. She's organizer for the first ever Granville Tractor Holiday Parade. That's happening December 15th. Fun interview. I also sit down with Diane Labruzzo. Now, she's artistic director of the Adirondack Valley Theater, and we're joined by two very talented young dancers, Marley Brogan and Amelia Hulse. And they're here to talk about the upcoming production of The Nutcracker, and that's happening this weekend at the Wood Theater, downtown Glens Falls. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. That's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a couple of lookouts for tonight. First one is a personal one. It goes to Michelle Oropalo. Yes, of Oropalo's Wine and Liquor, which is on Dix Avenue, Queensbury. I met her father, Jim, probably 12 years ago, and have known Michelle for almost as many years. And Michelle took over the store recently. And every year, Michelle makes these beautiful hand baskets, gift baskets. And part of the proceeds goes to an organization called Operation Santa Claus that's involved with giving gifts to underprivileged children so that they're not embarrassed around Christmas time. I mean, just think about that for a second. And just a lookout goes to Michelle, who every year contributes to that organization. A couple other ones. We have a brand new episode of Her Look that is going to premiere this weekend, and it's Elizabeth Sobel, the new president of SPAC. You're going to want to see that. And while I'm talking about SPAC, this Friday night at Bethesda Church, right in downtown Saratoga, is a very exciting program. It's like $20. It's the Brandenburg Concertos, and SPAC is involved with it. I think Universal Preservation Hall is involved with it. Cafe Lena is involved with it, and you got to mark that Friday night. You want to head to the Bethesda Church right in downtown Saratoga. And last but not least, we got a brand new Queensbury Town Board meeting tonight on Look TV. So that's it. Like I said, tonight, it's Queensbury Town Board meeting. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.